So don't jump the gun. Build up that liquidity buffer first. And there'll be money to give.
The question.
So right now.
I'll ask the question.
Yeah.
So we don't have money to fund these specialized banks.
Yes.
Then why are we setting them up?
Oh.
Wait. You don't. Recession and recovery are cycles. You cannot say because
we don't have the money
now, you know, and then question why we should set them up.
No, but
we have not always been in recession,
Doctor,
and we will not always be in recession.
Doctor,
So
you have set them up, so customers are going to be walking through your door to come and look for assistance from you. They're going to be coming to you to look for money.
Customers are already walking through the door.
So you're going to tell them you don't have money?
Getting some money, but I'm saying that the general problem that I want to solve in the country, that they are a part, you know, that when you find the appropriate solution, things work better. That's the point that I'm making. And that we should go ahead and find the appropriate solution. Create liquidity for everyone. A rising tide lifts all the boats. So, okay, so there are also few of the boats that are currently stuck. And the problem is not with them. The problem is macroeconomy.
The tide.
Yes, raise the tide.
Okay.
And all boats are lifted.
Okay. All right, so let's see if we can take one or two comments from viewers. Fred Alabi says, Mr. Teriba, from your comparison of Nigeria and Saudi, can we then say Nigeria is not a rich country, if not poor?
Well, it's not about, you know, being rich or poor. It's about economic strategy. If you look, there was a time that Saudi currency itself was weakening. There was a time that China's currency was weakening. If you look at those countries very well, they came to realize that you can't expose your economy to the vagaries of trade or current account. No country has a stable current account in the world relative to GDP. It's up today, it's down tomorrow. So they adopt a strategy of attracting foreign investment. And that brings stability. So the difference is that Saudi came to that realization, I think, in 1995 or so. Oh, no, 2005. You know, so, and it spread them that they think investment, they get more from exports than us. But they do more to get investment into their country than us. So we need to join that fray now of countries that think investment. Like India, you know, even Brazil recently was in the market looking for 20 billion for its airports, US dollars.
Olapopola says, can National Assembly be a key player in improving the power sector and investment, and how?
Yes, they can, because most of these things, legislation, like I said, most of the issues in power sector can be resolved with proper legislation. And aligning with the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, and also the federal government to bring in reforms to that sector will definitely take the power sector value chain to the next level. Okay. So they have a key role to play.
Finally, before we go, Dr. Teriba, the burden of the national debt, how is that weighing on our economy?
National debt. We are one of the, today, Nigeria's debt burden is not even 15% of the GDP. It's not, we are one of the least, you know, the debt burden for Nigeria is very
So the debt burden is not a problem?
And unfortunately, that's, you know, to the extent that we are here talking about infrastructure deficiency, you know, it's surprising that, you know, previous governments have not sat down to borrow to create the infrastructure. So it's so small as to be worrying that you are not thinking or planning or preparing for the future. Other governments, particularly what we've seen since 2008, 2009, had loaded burdens. They increased it, they raised it to be able to respond to the needs of the economy. So you have very loaded burdens. Capital spending across the 3 tiers of the federation, less than 3% of GDP.
So the issue is to me,
you don't invest. That's why, if we invested, there's nothing wrong in borrowing to invest.
To me, the issue is more of debt servicing, because as of now, we're going to spend at least probably 2 trillion this year on debt servicing out of a budget of about 7 trillion. That's a very high budget.
Wait. That's, you are narrowing down now to the federal government.
Yes.
Yeah, the federal government has the challenge of, a high fraction of the revenue goes towards debt service. But that doesn't kill the point about the country, not just the federal government. The states don't have such. They don't have such.
My point is
challenge.
That means that out of a significant fraction of every money earned is spent servicing debts.
Hang on. My point is that you also have, you have short-term debts, you have long-term debt. Some governments issue 20-year instruments. We just raised, 1.1 billion from Eurobonds with a 15-year tenor. So everything does not have to be, treasury bills. That puts pressure, in borrowing, you could seek long-term debt to build your country. That's the key point.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Dr. Ayo Teriba and Dolapo Ashir, both economists. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you very much.
So, I'll be back in a moment. Please don't go away.